Dungeons has had a lot of issues for basically the longest time. But recently there's been quite a few changes made, and changes for the better. One of the most annoying aspects of dungeons in the past was after you finished a dungeon, you were on cooldown, you had to re-party and all of that jazz. It was terrible. But not anymore. One of the greatest ideas ever was basically just to kibosh that whole system. We're currently here on the alpha server. You know, it's kind of deserted because I think it's literally just gone up. But the alpha server is up for a pretty interesting reason. If we try to join a dungeon, usually it will say that you need a party of 2 to 5 people. Instead, it just says your party alone sad face. The sad face is a nice touch. It's still recommended to play with 5 people in the party, even though we're only doing entrance, but, you know, we don't listen to people. So we just go in alone, and we get put in a queue. Number 21 in the queue, in the top right-hand corner, we can see how much time has elapsed since we actually joined the queue, and we can also see our position in the queue too. Now, whether this is just something that's going to be on the alpha server while they're getting to grips, or whether that's actually going to be implemented into the real game, who knows? Anyway, it's not going to be a big thing. Anyway, in the bottom left, once the party is ready, you can click here and enter the dungeon on your own, which is nice. If it actually... The party didn't answer in this instance. Huh? What else do you want me to do? Everything's fine, this is going smoothly. We just go again. I think I may have accidentally closed this screen and I should have just clicked. Huh? Something's just not quite right. I don't know what's going on. Alright, we'll try this again. Maybe we'll go into a floor 1 and see if that works any better. I'm really not sure. Okay, here we go. Not enough servers. Oh, there aren't enough instant servers available. Let's try later. Alright, well, regardless of what's going on, obviously the servers aren't sorted. I'm under the impression that the alpha's literally just gone up, so maybe it's not going as smoothly as they hoped, but it's only the alpha at the end of the day. But okay, this is obviously just probably a bug that they're going to fix and it's going to be fine, and so on. Well, let's just think about it. Solo dungeons, why was this never a thing, and what does this actually mean? But before we discover what that really means, make sure to use code NITROS on anything that you purchase from the Hypixel store. Get yourself 5% off. Also, you should subscribe to the channel, become part of the 28%. Also, you should join the Discord server, it's linked in the description of every single video. Well, in the past you'd need a frag bot, someone who would simply just stay in your lobby to sort of start the dungeon, and then they could just do what they want. They could just leave as soon as the dungeon started, because of course you always needed 2 to 5 people to actually start the dungeon. Well, honestly, it is kind of quality of life more than anything. There was nothing worse than just wanting to try a pet, or a new weapon, or a different armor set, or a combination of different things out in dungeons, but not actually want to complete a dungeon, just simply wanting to go into a dungeon for the purpose of a test. Of course, if you're able to enter the dungeon on your own, then you're not really impacting anyone else. You're not a burden, you know. If you just want to simply do some damage tests and not do any secrets, then that's absolutely fine. However, in the past, if you had to do that by going into Party Finder and joining a party, because otherwise, you know, you're not really going to be able to get into a lobby, or trying to find a frag bot or a friend, it's just a pain. And to be completely honest, I don't understand why it is taken so long for this sort of thing to be implemented, because it surely isn't difficult. Yeah, I don't know, it's very strange. Now, the way that I understand the current Party Finder situation to work is, of course, when you create a queue for a dungeon, you'll be essentially creating a party. That party will then be warped into the dungeon. Now, of course, as you can see, how I've showed, when you actually go into a solo dungeon, it doesn't create a party. It simply tries to warp you, rather than the party, or the non-existent party, into a dungeon, and I assume that's probably where the problems are at the moment. Although I can't imagine it to be a huge thing for them to fix. Now, something else that's actually going to be really cool to see is that at the moment people do dungeon speedrunning. However, I think it might become more prominent. Imagine trying to solo a Master Mode Floor 7. Considering most people will struggle to solo a regular Floor 7, 100% including me. Pretty interesting. Now, I didn't even know, but supposedly there's solo Kudra as well. Yeah, there is. Interesting. We'll try to join that and see how it works. I assume it's probably a similar system. Oh, Kudra works. Dungeons just doesn't. I guess we try and use our immense skill to solo this. I've literally not touched a Kudra for... I honestly don't know how long. I really don't know why anyone would want to do this ever, because this is going to be hell on earth. I've actually gone into detail about how much I actually despise Kudra. Because it's bad enough doing it solo when you've sort of got no one to help you out at all, but the tentacles, man. Seriously. It's just straight up RNG. Are the tentacles going to hit you? Are they not? Who knows? Yeah, I've got to say, it's just impossible. It is just impossible. If you can solo Kudra, I mean, that was just tier 1. If you can solo a Kudra, then fair enough. That's just... that ain't good. That just isn't good. Yeah, solo dungeons makes sense. Solo Kudra, I don't know. There will be people that are able to do it. There'll be a skill issue, as always. However, what's interesting is you don't go into a queue with Kudra. You literally just get teleported straight in. Which is kind of strange, considering obviously that's not the way it works with dungeons. So yeah, I don't know, that seems a little bit confusing. Okay, it's the next day, I'm going to try this again, and hopefully we can just get put into a solo dungeon. That's all I want. It's not a huge amount to ask, considering that's what the update is, or well, the alpha is supposed to do, and it's done it. Yesterday must have just been a blip. No, that wasn't so hard. Also, it's not so amazing. We're just in a dungeon. I mean, I should be able to do a floor 6 solo, right? If I can't, it'd be quite embarrassing. Alright, one thing I really don't understand is how people blood rush quick. Maybe Badline's just not cutting it in terms of mods, but okay, finally. We're with the key. We're literally 2 rooms in. It is kind of nice how it just displays solo, kind of in the bottom right of the pop-up on the top right of the screen. I mean, I think that makes it a lot clearer. Especially like when people are applying to be carriers in our Discord server. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky because you've got to check that they haven't got the team bonus and so on, but that is quite clear that it says solo, so that does make life easier. Or even just if someone is claiming to have done a solo run in a certain period of time, I mean, it makes it much easier to see if they actually are telling the truth or not. And like here, when I'm just trying to test things out, and I'm not really trying to try hard a dungeon run, I can just sort of not do the rest of the rooms and go through if I really want to, and no one's going to be mad at me. It's kind of nice. I don't want to talk about what happens when it came for the golems. Probably shouldn't have been using a Hyperion and Mage, but anyway, it was a bit squishy. Anyway, what do you think to this change on the main server? I mean, to be honest, I don't see how anyone can have a negative reaction to it just because it's only good. My only question would be, why is it taking so long? But I guess that's probably the same question that you could ask about a lot of things regarding Skyblock. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.